I just turn on from the back.
And one of you gets coming now. Here, that's me.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the City of Kingston HLPC meeting. Today is June 4th, 2026. My name is Suzanne Cahill. I'm the planning director for the City of Kingston. Before we start the meeting, I want to go over a few quick announcements. If you have a cell phone, I just ask that you silence it, please. If there's an emergency, do not use the stairs, use the stairs, not the elevator. If you need assistance, we'll help you. Bathrooms are through the chambers, sorry, not the stairs, are through the chambers. And on the other side, if you have conversations outside of the HLPC, we just ask that you please use the chambers or the other conference room. Other than that, we are live streaming and it is being recorded. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, I'm Mark Grunblatt. I chair Historic Landmark Preservation Commission. I'm gonna ask each of, I'll introduce Ethan Dickerman, our Historic Preservation Planner, and ask each of the other commission members present to introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Kevin.
Kevin McElroy, I'm Commissioner.
Matthew Ricky, Commissioner.
Robert Connor, Commissioner.
Andrew Putes, I'm the architect of the commission.
All right. First order of business is adoption of last month's meetings. Has everyone had a chance to look them over? And do I need to do a seeker announcement on minutes?
No.
Good. Has everyone had a chance? Are there any amendments, clarifications, other things you'd want to have put in the record? Hearing none, I will move their adoption. Do I hear a second?
Second, Robert.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Kevin?
Aye.
Matthew?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Andrea?
Hi.
I also vote yes. Okay, next up, 1 Fair Street. Marissa Codes, am I saying that right?
POTUS. POTUS?
Codes, yes, please come and have a seat and give us a quick overview of what's going on.
Correct. So I think you guys have everything available to you. I asked if I needed to bring anything, but it's so.
Now, we got,
Have the information.
we've got some information from not only the planning department, but the building department. And we gather we're shifting some these little condensers from the front of the building. And I'm not exactly sure which side is what, so you need to give me a sense on that.
So right now, as it is, there's one condenser in the front of the building, on the ground. And there's one on the second story. And there's not enough room between the buildings to move them to the side. So we're proposing taking the one from the roof, moving it down next to the other one, putting up fencing, whatever low fencing you guys require or would like to see, as well as then putting some sort of shrubbery or flowers, in front of it. To help it.
All right.
I do have the street view pulled up.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, so I can see the one on the roof right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, okay, the lower ones, so they would be sort of tucked in beneath that, the larger window.
Yep.
Are you thinking of moving it up to the inside corner there? Is that where you're thinking? Where, I mean, 'cause that one's kind of centrally located, so.
We would move the one over, place the other one
Okay.
next to it, and then put screening in front of it.
Okay. And that seems to be the best possibility. The side isn't useful to you?
You can't get in there.
Okay. And the far side is not gonna be useful
It's a very
because
long
it's just
building.
too far to pipe.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What kind of lines? Where do you wanna put them?
They're gonna look like gutters.
So those would not change. What about the top one? When you move that one above the porch where the line set's gonna go, how do you think they'll traverse the
We
facade?
could probably go down the side here, on the side of the building so you don't see
Okay.
it, then come over.
Okay. And
Because
the,
it'd be hard to go over this fascia, soffit, and that'll look good.
so we would be asking that it be colored to match what it's got, right? Any other questions or comments?
Well, we do have a couple of comments in our staff notes, for the board, as opposed to just a landscape screening. It's very close to, I mean, being on the front facade, it's very close to the sidewalk. And so the screening is obviously just to screen the units. We thought that a lattice wood screen in front, to, go around it, painted that darker color, would be an appropriate screen with some low plantings in the front. That way you don't have to worry about seasonality of plants not providing the screening, but it would theoretically screen them year round. So that was one thought we had. Obviously, yeah, the line sets were something we wanted to discuss as well. And then the mounting on the ground. Is the current one mounted on a pad or how is it secured? Is it?
Just a pad.
It's just a concrete pad or, okay, so you'll just,
Stone, I don't remember what it was, but.
okay.
Yeah.
We just didn't want it to rise to the level where, if you were gonna put another pad down, or sometimes people put stands in.
Yeah.
And they add like a foot, sometimes more than a foot. And we didn't want it to get up to the lower part of the window frame. We wanted to keep it below that so that, the frame structure, which adds to your architectural integrity, is still visible.
Yeah, it would stay level where it is now, just move over,
Okay.
and then the other one would move down. There.
And the line heights under the porch would be painted to match the facade if they haven't already been.
Yes.
Yes.
That may be the best. Any other thoughts or questions from board members? Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, how do we get the guy next door to clean up this act?
Any of it rise to a level of a nuisance? Is he shining bright lights? Is the place stinky or is
I
it
guess you don't know the building.
not off the top of my head?
Right. It's a disaster.
It's quite, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the building department's, if he's going to change anything on the outside, then we have something to say.
I don't think I have any other questions.
All righty.
I guess just what the next steps are then.
Okay.
Hear from him.
Well, I think then, first, I will entertain a motion to declare this decision a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
So moved, Andrea.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Matthew. All those in favor, I'll take the roll. That's Kevin, Matthew, Robert, Andrea. I also vote yes. All right, moving along, move that we find as fact that the HVAC mini split relocation project at Home 50 Fair Street in the Fair Street Local Landmark District, if done according to the plans reviewed, the discussions had, and the procedures stipulated in section 40526L of Kingston zoning code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. That pursuant to sections 40526L 11 and 13, our commission determined that the application and its supporting materials are complete for formal review and that proposed work does require a certificate of appropriateness. The proposed work is to take place in a 2-story Neo Greek Revival building converted into a multi-unit rental building located on the east side of Fair Street, 8 parcels south at the intersection of St. James and Fair Streets. The owner calls the installation of 2 HVA mini split systems on the front of the building, one on the ground, one on the first floor roof. and red lines on the facade that are highly visible from the public right of way in violation of the our code section 405 14 I5 regarding screening of electric and mechanical equipment, and that this work was done without permits from the Building Safety Division. That the applicant shall relocate the existing condensers to side by side and the
Front facade, low picture window behind porch setback.
okay, to the front facade below the picture window behind the front porch setback. That the line heights shall be painted to or colored to match the existing facade that they run across. That the condensers be mounted on pads and screened from view by lattice work painted to match the color of the is that a foundation wall? Or a cellar wall or just first?
which wall?
The one that's against.
Yeah, the gray, it's a
Yeah,
darker
that's actually, based on wall.
basement wall.
Right.
And screen from to obscure their visibility from the public right of way.
Do you want to add landscaping, small short?
Did you want to have landscaping as well?
We're happy to do that if that's.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, it breaks it up, it makes it less obvious if you would be willing. All right, then I will amend to add landscaping to obscure their visibility from the public right of way. Any future changes or additions to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application are subject to further review by our commission prior to the work start. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the Building Safety Division or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this fourth day of June 2026, that our commission grant a certificate of appropriateness to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in their application to the commission. Such notice is subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion and is valid for 1 year from this date. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kevin. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Kevin?
Aye.
Matthew?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Andrea?
Aye.
I so vote yes. Thank you for coming in and thank you for moving it and hiding it a little more easily. The rest of the historical stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll get something in the mail, like a little plan for you guys, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
all right. I think we're signed.
Thank you.
Good night. 20 President's Place.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, if you could introduce yourself for the record and give us a quick overview.
Sure. I'm Rachel Kafka. I'm a homeowner of 20 President's Place, and I'm here tonight for two projects. First is exterior paint colors. I'm looking to use a combination of Benjamin Moore historical and non-historical colors. And then the second, which is a little bit more of a complex project, is we are looking to replace a portion of our original wood windows in the home. So I thought maybe start with the paint. It's a little bit more straightforward if that works for everyone, and then get into the windows.
Okay, so let's start with the paint.
Great. So I did put together a document as part of my application, just with a rendering of what the paint colors will look like. I do have the paint colors with me to pass around if everyone wants to look.
That would be a kindness thing.
And a little bit of the reasoning behind the colors, but it's basically these three here, and then just the color black. Thank you. In the fan guide.
Computer rules on.
Unfortunately, there it is, okay.
Yeah, so we are looking to paint the exterior of our home. It's Queen Anne style in the Rondet West Strand Historic District. Again, like I said, looking for a combination of the historical and non-historical colors. If we keep scrolling through, I can give a little bit of the reasoning. So we've selected 4 colors, really kind of keeping with the Queen Anne tradition, wanting to pick several colors to highlight different architectural details and points of interest. The three kind of prominent doors, the front door, balcony, and side door, will all be stained as well, so kind of adding a fifth color element there as well. And we went with like a more muted, earthy tone color palette, really to honor kind of the history of the home. The river rock foundation is pretty prominent. There's bluestone used throughout the porch, front walkways. So it really kind of allowed us to keep true to that and bring those colors up through the rest of the house. And while some of these colors are not historical by Benjamin Moore standards, if you keep scrolling, I did consult some primary sources. They do very closely resemble these recommended color palettes from an 1898 source. And if you keep scrolling, I kind of pulled out, these are just some more primary sources of color palettes from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, but kind of pulled out which color it closely resembles for each of the four colors we've selected. And then lastly, just some similar color that I found just kind of searching around to give a sense of what it would look like on an actual home. That's kind of it.
While these may not be precisely on the historic, most of them, seems like most of what's going on here is a historic color. And I don't see the other colors as jarring. What do other folks think?
Oh, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Beautiful. It's lovely.
Thank you.
yeah, this is no neon green. All right.
That's impressive research.
Thank you. Had
Yeah.
fun doing
It
it.
does not go on.
Thank you.
That's true. That's more detailed than other things have gone into, so I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Right.
So shall we move on to the windows or?
Well, then let me just do a formal motion on page only, if you don't mind.
Of course.
All right. I move that the commission find as fact that the historic facade, now I asked if the wrong movement. All right, I will entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kevin. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Kevin?
Aye.
Matthew?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Andrea?
I
I also vote yes. Now,
Okay, so the windows are a little bit.
no.
Oh, I apologize.
Sorry, that's just the
I think you were
prelim.
looking at me, I thought we were ready.
I am because we get to move on to the actual
Okay.
paint. I move that the commission find as fact that the historic facade repainting project at 20 President's Place in the Rondout West Strand Local State and National Historic District, if done according to the plans reviewed, the discussions had, and the procedures stipulated in section 40526L of Kingston zoning code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. Pursuant to sections 40526L 11 and 13A, the commission determined the application and its supporting materials are complete for formal review and that the proposed work requires a certificate of appropriateness. In accordance with 40526L 13A, the HLPC determined that that is repetitious. I will. The proposed work is to take place the 2.5-story Queen Anne Colonial Revival building located on the west side of President's Place, where the road bends westward, which is situated on a promontory that's visible from Rondout, the Ward Street Bridge, and Port Ewing. According to the 1977 New York State Building Structure Inventory Form, the building is a square farmhouse, roof of slate with finial at the point, 2-story tower at the right corner with octagonal slate roof surmounted by a finial. 2-story bow window on the right side with stained glass in the upper portion on both floors. bow window at the left of front on the first floor, which is 1 story high, balancing that section of tower. Center doorway with oval glass in the upper portion, side lights, and ornamented by ionic pilasters, as you say, pilasters. Pilaster, thank you for the correction. 1 story porch across the front has a circular corner at the tower. Extends to the bow on the right. The porch roof is supported by paired ionic columns, which rest on a cobblestone bluestone coped balustrade and foundation. There's a large 2 story hipped roof extension out back, surrounded on 2 sides by a 1 story porch with a second single door entrance with sidelights. There's a kick junction of first and second floors, and the 1977 building structure inventory form explains the highly ornamented house was built circa 1890 on former lands of the Thomas Cornell estate for Conrad Hildebrand, owner of the shipyards at Rondout after he moved from his original house on Spring Street. The HLPC recognizes 20 President's Place is within the Rondout West Strand local, state, and national historic district, which has a period of significance which ranges from about the 1800s to 1900s under following areas of significance: architecture, commerce, community planning, economics, education, exploration and settlement, industry, landscape architecture, politics and government, religion, and transportation. So it's seen a lot of varied and important uses through its centuries. Based on the following documents, it's understood that the building is enumerated in the nomination paperwork as a contributing resource to the Rondout West Strand local, state, and national register historic districts from the 1979 National Register nomination in 1977 New York City Historic Preservation Office. The applicant may proceed with a lead remediation program for the exterior of their building by their lead safe certified contractor, which shall not be physically or chemically aggressive or damaging to the historic building fabric, including clapboard, shake, and other historic materials. The applicant may repaint the facade in the following color scheme: body, primary color,
Benjamin Moore, Rolling Hills, 1497.
Oh, that's in the hills. 1937. Columns, trim, window casings, Benjamin Moore Market Square Shell, CW30, and window frames, Benjamin Moore Black, HC 190. Accents including the dental molding soffits,
Benjamin Moore, Forest Floor, 1498.
forest floor, 1498. Any future changes or additions to the plans of work specifically described and outlined in the submitted applications are subject to further review by our commission prior to the work's start. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit in the Building Safety Division or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. And based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 4th day of June 2026, our commission grant a certificate of appropriateness to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in her application to the commission. Such notice, subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion, is valid for 1 year from this date. Do I hear a second?
Second, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrea. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Kevin?
Aye.
Matthew?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Andrea?
Aye.
I agree. There, one better.
Thank you.
Now for the more complicated questions.
More complicated one. So forgive me, I'm gonna read something just because I'm pulling a lot of information together. And to kind of explain the background of the windows, what we're looking to do. So I would say this is perhaps a unique and somewhat complex situation that I come to you all with tonight. The short of it is, after becoming aware that many of our original windows are a significant source of lead dust exposure within our home, We are looking to have 32 of these problem windows replaced. We will be retaining and preserving 13 original windows. I care very deeply about the history and integrity of our home, but nothing is more important to me than the safety, health, and well-being of my family. So I have spent the past couple months trying to figure out how to reconcile the two. I have spent many dozens of hours preparing for tonight's meeting, researching, speaking with contractors, window restorers, window replacement specialists, and the Ulster County Department of Health. I have left no stone unturned in hopes that we may have a complete discussion on this matter tonight. I've also prepared a great deal of background information for you all, not only in an effort to share more about the replacement windows we've selected, but also in an effort to demonstrate the merit of window replacement for our particular circumstance. I know this commission strongly favors restoration and that you all have aligned yourselves with the DOI standards for rehabilitation. I'm also acutely aware that there's been a great deal of very public discussion in town recently, debating replacement versus restoration in regards to another building's windows in Kingston. But 20 President's Place is not a meeting house or institution. It is a private family home that is occupied 100% of the time by myself, my husband, our 2 cats, and my young infant son. And while there is no perfect solution, what I'm about to share with you all tonight is what I believe to be the best solution. A common sense compromise that balances replacement and preservation, that prioritizes the health of my family without compromising the historic integrity of our home or the historic character of the district. And I believe this window replacement proposal appeals both to the purpose and duties of the HLPC, that it is in line with the reasonable application of the DOI standards with consideration to technical feasibility, and that it follows proven lead-safe guidance and allows us to be compliant with both the EPA's RRP rule as well as the DOH's post-inspection requirements. So I acknowledge that my application and materials are lengthy. I want to be mindful of all of your time as well as the other applicants' time. So I'm happy to go through as much or as little of the background information as needed, depending on what was reviewed prior. So please.
How long are you guessing it would be?
Maybe 20 minutes to run through. I mean, it's a lot. And I want to be mindful of the time. I wanted to put everything in the application, so it's here. Doesn't mean we have to run through everything slide by slide.
Okay. The commission members have had the opportunity to look at the portal and all of the information, hopefully both sides staff notes provided to you. I don't know if you want to start with any questions. Most of all the information that you submitted was available to all of them prior to the meeting. So anybody want to start with any questions specifically?
So you've had an analysis done on a handful of the windows, of all of the windows, what's your scope of how much you've looked at?
So I've done my own at-home testing with blue metallics. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. It's just like an at-home testing kit. I've tested every single window in the house. All show positive for lead. There's a second, also very lengthy document where I've included pictures and condition photos of every single window. I've done a sampling of photographs of the lead presence in those windows. We've also had the Department of Health come out. Per their practice, they don't test every single window. They tested a sampling and confirmed the lead presence. Yeah.
And in your application, you've indicated what ones are going to be preserved, what ones are going to be replaced. It seems like the majority of the ones you want to replace are the operable ones.
Yes, operable or should be operable. Some of them are stuck, but yes, the ones that should be operating. These are the windows here that we're hope to preserve. There are 6 stained glass windows that are very prominent. We love those windows. They are non-operational, so there's absolutely no lead hazard. The 2 side lights at the front and side doors, the 2 eyebrow windows at the roof line, and this oval window at the front. Personally, I believe them to be the most character defining and unique. So that was really our approach, was to preserve what we could without kind of sacrificing the health piece.
When you had discussions with I'm assuming lead abatement contractor or
Yeah.
whatever whatever contractors you've engaged thus far, was there ever a discussion about trying to do like a phased approach where maybe you've gotten a quote for a phased approach of trying to abate
lead instead of having replacement wholesale?
Yeah, so the challenge is it's not simply removing like the 64 sashes and the 32 window openings. It's stripping all of the sills and jambs down to bare wood. So there is a huge exposure and time component within the home, as well as taking these 64 sashes off site. The several people we spoke with, one said we could do a phased approach. One recommended we take all the windows out at once and board up the house with plexiglass. And so that was sort of the approach. Right now, we are just keeping the windows closed, which as the heat of the summer is coming is a challenge. And then we're very quickly getting into colder weather. And this is a project that we have been told would take anywhere from 4 to 9 months, depending on who we work with. And so there is that periodic lead exposure in the home because so much of this work is done in every single room of the home, the stripping of the jambs and sills, and then having to kind of work with a boarded up house to some degree.
And the present color scheme on the exterior of the house requires some lead abatement as well.
Correct, yeah.
All right, and how does that impact these windows?
Yeah, so when we initially were exploring house painting, we weren't even thinking about the windows. We were expecting to just, paint potentially our current metal storms to try to hide them a little bit. They're very unsightly. And then, in more recent months have become aware that this is an issue. So we have delayed the painting a little bit to try to do this in conjunction. Our painters also have a carpentry division. They will be handling the window piece of it all. So the painting will happen first, and then the windows, purely because of the timing thing, the windows, I obviously need to wait in hopes of getting all of your approval tonight. And then there's probably about a 6 to 10 week wait before the windows could come in. So we are looking to abate and remediate as quickly as possible. We have some demands from the Department of Health that we have to uphold. So we are trying to move this one forward as quickly as possible. So that's kind of what
And this is, I'm only talking about the outside remediation. Is that a separate track? Or does it need to be coordinated with the interior window plans? Also, I'm not real clear on how those two things go together.
I'm sorry, I'm not, can you clarify what you?
Okay, I gather that the exterior of the house you just told me will require lead.
Correct. Right.
And is that just at the windows that they're doing that remediation?
No, there is lead throughout the house, on balusters, on the porch, there's there's lead throughout the home that needs to be taken care of.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's all on the.
Correct.
All on the exterior,
Yeah.
so that's a separate sort of project.
exactly.
Okay.
We're factoring the two of them in together from a timing standpoint, but they are two practically separate projects, if that makes sense, yeah.
I think so, yeah, that clears it up for me.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Out of curiosity, and you've done a lot of research thus far, which I very much appreciate. Any chance you've looked at the National Park Service preservation briefs? There's one in particular where they talk about lead abatement in historic properties.
Mhm.
Have you seen that at all?
That particular one isn't familiar to me now.
Okay, so, certainly, so the NPS, the National Park Service, they produce a series of preservation briefs. There's like 50 something of them, and they talk about everything from top to bottom on residential, commercial, doesn't matter the property type. And lead abatement is one of them for historic properties. And in their preservation brief, and this is kind of where our commission has a bit of a difficulty in what it is that you're proposing, is that the preservation brief advocates for attempting abatement. And there is a lot of evidence that it certainly is possible. So I'm wondering, and I understand your time component, certainly with regards to the weather.
Mhm.
That's a pretty common thing, but I guess that's why I'm wondering why in a phased approach, it's not an acceptable thing for me.
Yeah, I kind of go over that, and know this is pretty dense. So a few reasons. We have an infant in the home, and that infant cannot be in the home when there is lead work being done. So that means leaving the home periodically throughout the course of many months. That's something, I don't know how we would do that. I feel like that would really cause undue harm to our family. The window replacement can all be done, vast majority from the exterior of the home. So it's protecting us on the inside, protecting my son from the inside, whereas this work is heavily done on the inside. I've actually spoken with one lead safe contractor and one window restorer who specifically advised me against restoration because of the amount of lead exposure in the home. It's every single room in our house. So I took that information from those professionals, my own research. There's other, there's a study I include from 2012 that was done over the course of 12 years that supports window replacement versus restoration for lead. There is a source I included from the NPS as well, that they said that lead presence in windows may be a reason for replacement. So I was kind of pulling together these different sources. I think there's the technical piece of it, there's the practical piece of it, is just how is this done in a family home where we're there 100% of the time, where we have a young infant son, where we'd be required to leave periodically over the course of many months.
Do you think it's possible we could get the professionals that you spoke to give us something in writing?
One of them, I just had a quick phone call with him. I wouldn't feel comfortable asking him. It was a couple months ago. The contractor I reached out to, I didn't hear back from him, unfortunately. I know he's very busy and didn't end up working with him, so it was a lot to ask. But I actually did include a lengthy letter of support from an independent inspector who actually supports our plan for replacement. He did a whole house environmental inspection, so his letter of support is included in my application.
Then maybe I missed it in there. Is there any, can you speak to just aside from the lead abatement, the
Mhm.
condition of the existing?
Yeah, if we can actually.
See the pictures.
This is a sampling. We could certainly go through the more lengthy document where I go, window by window, but this is a pretty, good example of it. I'd say 15% of the windows are stuck and do not operate, which we've learned to live with. It's not the end of the world. So that's, certainly a component.
Are they not operable because they're painted shut?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've got some cracked window paints to contend with. We have actively chipping lead paint. I have personally encapsulated the paint on all of these windows when we moved into the home in an effort to make them safer. That is not holding up, and I've come to learn that that is not a permanent solution. The more we paint, the more friction the windows are causing, the more lead dust that is being created.
Mhm.
And what's the feedback so aside from, I'm just, both out of curiosity and also for the purposes of the discussion,
Sure.
the folks that you have talked to who could potentially even handle a remediation and a restoration of windows, what would their strategy be in
Yeah.
handling 32 windows? I know you said, some said we could do it in phases, some said we take them all
Yeah.
out. How long does it take us to do it, like legitimately?
Yeah.
Um,
So I reached out to 10 people, including, Ethan was kind enough to provide me a list from the commission. I did my own research, reached out to several other people. All in all, reached out to 10 people. Several didn't respond. 2 flat out rejected the work because of the lead. 1 told me that they were not EPA certified. I have cross-referenced all 10 I reached out to against the RRP database. The vast majority are not certified. That is non-compliant with the Department of Health's demand, so they couldn't even do the work. The ones that we were kind of chatting with, regardless of whether or not they were certified, one's not taking on new work until the end of 2027. That means waiting 18 months just to begin the work. Another told me they could begin in the spring and end at some point in the fall, and that they would take out all of the windows and put up plexiglass. And then the last one that we spoke with was more of a phased approach that they were recommending. They recommended boarding the phased windows up with plywood. They would do about 10 windows at a time, which would take them about 2.5 months per 10 windows. So we're looking at about 8-9 months all in all. And that's the offsite 64 sashes being restored, not counting all of the in-home, stripping of the lead paint.
Did you have a home inspection done?
We did.
And they didn't identify the lead issue before you?
We knew there was lead paint
Purchase?
in the home.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's why I encapsulated all of the paint. The rooms have all been freshly painted. It's taken us several years to save up to be able to take care of the exterior of the home. So it was known to us and, thought that we had dealt with it sufficiently. Yeah.
And now you have a child.
And now we have a baby, which changes everything. Yep.
Kevin, any questions?
Nothing that Andrea hasn't already done.
Robert, anything one?
It's a tough one. too, you know,
I agree.
It's really tough because, you don't get all the windows back. So once they're gone, I guess they could be stored somewhere just in case someday. It's,
Stored on site.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Stored on site, bagged, stored on site.
But have you spoken with the state preservation office's technical preservation staff or their homeowner tax credit staff?
Not for this project. We've used the tax credit in the 5 years we've lived there, but not in regards to the windows. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And believe me, I hope you can tell from the work I put into this and the work I put into our house colors that I care deeply, deeply about the history of our district and our home. This is not a decision that I came to lightly. It feels like the best and only decision and the most balanced decision and the most practical decision for a home that is currently occupied. So I just wanted to throw it out there as well.
Just for the commission's sake, the staff would advise a conference with corp counsel on this particular issue, because of current litigation and other projects that you are reviewing. Recognizing that this could potentially set a significant precedence. Be very careful how your decision is made. So that would be something we would advise. I'd also advise each of you to go to the project site. I don't know if any of you have gone down there, but you can go and look from the street, obviously, and look at it, and so you know firsthand what conditions are, and I'd recommend that, as well. I don't know if you allow them to come into or closer on your property. They can stand on the sidewalk, but we normally don't let them go in.
That's fine. If they want to come onto the grass.
The homeowners on board with it, for them to get closer might be, helpful. And if you are willing to do that, we would probably set up specific times so that you're not knocking at your door on Saturday morning or, Thursday afternoon.
Respectfully, may I just ask the timeline for this, because the Department of Health has put a demand. We've got in a demand letter in the mail. We have requirements from them that we are already out of compliance with. They are working with us on the timing. They know I am here tonight seeking approval for the windows, but there is, time really is of the
So
essence.
they've given you what?
45 days from. when the letter
45
was
days from
sent
their inspection to have a
to have
remediation plan together.
really, the letter says to have it completed.
That's unrealistic.
They are working with us. They know that it is unrealistic, that it takes time to
Okay.
line up this work,
That's interesting.
but
Do you have that in writing? from
it's
them?
in the application, yeah.
Let me see if I.
Okay, all right.
I believe
That's
it's
good to know.
45 days. So, and then there's the health concern, right? We've got a baby
No,
in the
I
house
hear you.
that
Yeah, the other thing, we just, we'll share the National Park Service brief with you, so you have a chance to take a look at that as well.
They're presently updating that brief to
Yeah.
current standards, so the one I'm referring to is slightly outdated right now. It's just reference, not meant to be taken as
Right.
gospels.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there were some specific ones that I was wondering about. The attic windows,
Mhm.
are there rooms in the attic?
There's one finished room in the attic. Yes.
But the window itself is not operable
The windows upstairs are operable
on
in
the attic.
in the attic, not the eyebrow window or the oval.
Yeah, right.
Those we're keeping, but there are 4 attic windows at the side and back of the house, 2 there, 2 in the back that are operational.
So on that, in the side porch there, those side windows are not gonna be,
Those we are looking to take out. Those are operational, but we are looking to replicate that diamond pattern on the
Okay.
top sash as closely
Alright.
as humanly possible.
I mean, I'm not so much concerned about the ones that aren't street facing, it's the street facing ones that I'm more.
The
Cause-
way your house is situated, all 4 sides are street facing. The whole house is visible from the public right of way.
Yeah.
But in terms of detail,
Yeah, the two
Yeah.
sides are
The south and east of
the
there.
more evocative, more important.
okay,
Yeah.
more
And
readily.
the attic has in the hip roof, there's 2 dormers, 1 on each side, each have 2 windows.
Yeah, there's 2 here and then 2 on the back.
In the back.
Yeah.
I'll go around the block just for context. Okay,
And I will say too, I mean, if this means anything, the windows right now are completely covered in these pretty, not aesthetically pleasing white metal storm windows. You can't tell what's going on behind them. I know there's more to your decision than that, but you can't even see the original window.
Actually, that presents an interesting question. If we were to approve replacing the windows, would you be putting a storm window on top of no storm window?
So I believe it would actually really improve the look from the public right of way. Of course, the windows wouldn't be historic, but I've included more close-up photos of the windows with the storms, and they're pretty unsightly.
Do you have sash weights on these windows?
Some of them do, yes.
Okay, and so how are you dealing with those cavities?
So we're looking to do inserts. We explored both new construction windows as well as inserts. New construction windows was opening a whole can of worms. It would require removing all of the exterior casings, some of the siding, as you all know,
Yeah,
creating more lead exposure, higher costs, more time to complete the project. We did not think that was the best approach. So we're going with the inserts. It allows us to keep all of the exterior materials in place. So those weights get pulled out and I think insulated. And the inserts kind of go right in, so they cover the sash, the jams, they take care of the lead dust and give us new sashes.
The proposed windows, are they true divided or simulated divided? I don't recall that from the proposal.
Well, we just have the 1/1s.
Oh,
So there's no divided
excuse me.
light, yeah, the only divided light that we have on
Next to the second story
They're,
balcony door.
so they're not true divided lights,
Okay.
but they will have the grill on the exterior and interior.
Will there be an interior, like a spacer bar in between the panes?
I'm not totally sure.
Okay.
I don't know that piece. I'd have to look at the
the
other materials. Yeah, the specs are in there as well.
that's, you just went past what I know.
Yeah, and when I submitted my application a month ago, we were still finalizing house colors, so we would like to go with the black. the ebony color, which would be compatible with the black that we would be painting the preserved windows. The inserts are aluminum clad on the exterior. Marvin does not make wood exterior, wood inserts on the exterior. That would be getting into the new construction, which again presents, I think, more problems. And like that slide said, both bathroom windows currently have decorative glass. We'd be replacing it with closely resembled glue chip decorative glass. Definitely going for continuity as much as possible.
How quickly are we able to get a meeting with Matt? So I will call him tomorrow morning. And I will also do a poll for all of you to do a site visit. And we'll throw out a couple dates, beginning of next week. Yeah. So, that'll go out tomorrow to all of you, so complete that. And there's a couple members that aren't here tonight, so, yeah, I think it would be good for them to participate in the discussion too. And yeah, we should be able to get Matt, I think, because it would be considered. And you didn't ask him about the Zoom potential, did you?
I did not, but I.
Okay, so I had to cut it short with Matt today. I had another meeting, but I think what we can do, because it's attorney-client conference, I believe it can be on a Zoom because so I'll double check that. But I'm pretty sure that would be the case.
The sooner the better, so she doesn't get.
Yeah, no, yeah, you know, I mean,
That's
our next meeting is July 2nd, but if the commission is able to pull things together and you feel comfortable, we can look at a special meeting. It would probably, we can do that too.
Respectfully, I would really appreciate that,
We're trying to work as best we can. So I have your email in the application. I'll include you on the poll. So that, if there's times and dates that aren't good for you, you can let us know that too.
Yeah.
And then everybody sees everybody's responses and we'll pick the best date.
Yeah.
If we have to do 2 to get everybody at least to the site, I'd like to have you do that before we meet with Matt.
Okay.
I think that would help.
I mean, I will say too, I can give you all permission to just come over at your leisure. It doesn't have to be a set time. You're fine to come up onto the lawn, the porch if you need to, whatever you guys need.
If we have your email, we'll send you an email before we arrive, so we're not just like, hey, bring up.
Yeah, okay, so
I'll give you some notice.
I know you've done a lot of research and it's been impressive to see all the materials put together in a relatively short period of time. Would you consider reaching out to SHPO's technical service and homeowner unit just to find sort of learn more about their guidance in these kinds of contexts?
I can. I've had countless conversations with so many different people. I know what this work entails and the technical and practical requirements of what it entails, but if that's something you'd like me to do, I'm happy to do.
If you can help facilitate that meeting too,
Yeah,
with his contacts there.
their guidance is, I believe, commissioners correct me, have proven helpful to you in your decision making.
They're usually quite open with their ability to help.
Yeah.
Right, and also just, they have seen a broader range of answers than we have. So I'm hopeful that if they have anything useful, they'll share it with us and you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did DOH get involved?
I called them as a resource. They offer free home inspections in the city of Kingston. So when I started doing some testing throughout the house, I knew I needed professional eyes to make sure there wasn't something I was missing. They have different tools that I was able to use at home. So they were able to come out and with their XRF done and do some additional testing.
The consequence of that is then they require remediation.
Sure.
Well,
Do they need anything from us?
I don't think so. I'm required to update them so I can let them know that we don't unfortunately have a decision tonight. And I don't think that they need anything from you directly though. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it will help, we staff can give you, something about the discussion this evening, and then you can present that to them.
Yeah.
What our kind of plan of action is to reach a decision.
Mhm.
We're having to put something together, and then you can provide that to them, and, just so that you're not
Sure.
being pushed.
And I will say, they've been very reasonable. They know that some of these things take time,
Yes,
but I simply cannot give them a 9-month, 24-month timeline to complete the work, which is what the restoration would be getting
all
into.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
Well, thank you very much.
thank you all.
Look forward
Thank
to.
you.
Yes, we do, and do I need to include a special vision holding it open for a special meeting?
No,
Okay,
we
don't have to-
we would not announce a meeting like we would normally announce a regular meeting, so.
okay. All right, then I will entertain a motion to table.
Do you wanna put the reasonings down that you're gonna meet with council, that the HRBC will meet, make the effort to go to the project site? And then, we'll work with the homeowner to talk to Shippo's homeowner tax credit.
I accept that as an amendment. Any further discussion, change or amendments?
So.
Pardon?
Seeker here.
All right, then I will entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action under C.
Don't move about it.
Do I hear a second?
I'll say.
Thank you,
Second.
Matthew. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call the roll. Kevin.
Aye.
Matthew.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Andrea. I also vote yes. All right, now back to the motion at hand, which is to table with a list of what we are doing next, including visiting the site, conference with legal counsel, and there's one more, yes, providing some additional contacts for you that we hope will be useful. All right. Do I hear a second?
Second, Andrea.
Thank you, Andrea. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll, Matt. Ooh, I started with you.
I can say aye.
I'll go back to Kevin. Robert,
Aye.
Andrea,
Aye.
both vote yes. Thank you for all you've done. And we will be not necessarily knocking on their door, but we'll be dropping them.
Okay.
Very good.
When should I expect to hear from you all?
You'll hear from me tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll get an email from
Okay.
us, okay? And it'll be the newly fall to, organize a site visit. We'll look at times for first part of next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for everybody.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you all so much for your time.
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And good luck with painting.
Yeah.
I think it'll be beautiful.
Thank you. I hope so.
All right. Next. 3:30 Wall, hi.
Hopefully our application is gonna be pretty straightforward. Hi, my name is Sonia, right?
And right?
During the last meeting, PM from our office presented, the proposal of the canopy at the front, for the storefront at 330 Wall Street. And at that time, it was approved, but it was a retractable, awning. The client, we went back and forth and he fears that, it's gonna be too much maintenance and the reality is that the sun hits really hard that facade because it's more from the west. And that's why he would like to have it fixed instead of retractable. It is the same awning, it is the same color, it is the same design. It is just a matter of whether it is retractable or fixed. And that is the amendment that we would like to request to be fixed.
I don't get it though, because if they can roll it up, then it wouldn't be out and then wouldn't it last longer or?
Well, the heat gain in those enormous glass corners is pretty intense. We are gonna put Mylar on the windows and reduce it, but Hadassah used to say that she couldn't put anything in there, which was getting cooked.
Yeah.
And even in the winter. So the objective was by having it fixed, retractable awnings, we put many of them in terraces, they work, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes, but the wind, they don't have a structure to them. So a high wind, which we do get on Wall Street, could damage it. So you don't have to be there for a retractable and such. It's just the Jefferson's philosophy is that he doesn't want to be worried about it by having something set, and that there's some precedents to show it would just be, it would keep doing what it's supposed to do. And it is only 4 feet out. And it's up high. It'll start, I don't know if you know the facade, there are those baked clay tiles that are beige, and with another red, it'll start right at the top, just come down. But it will do, we did some studies, and it will do a lot to cut the heat gain in there, because he wants to have display aerobics and plants and stuff. And so that was kind of his request.
There are a couple, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
There are a couple of canopies that are fixed, uptown, the LGBTQ building has one, a couple on Fair and the street. And, also the Rock Post building has fixed awnings. So there is some precedent in the area that, they have fixed awnings.
At our building, 329 across the street, we don't mind it being retractable. Because we have also recessed openings, and so it'd be, we have Mike. I mean, you'll take care of it. I don't have to worry.
And the sun, it hits the morning sun hits it, so it doesn't overheat the storm front. Whereas on the other side, the west sun is the
We originally
Pretty
tried to put
intense.
also some on the big window on the second floor, but there was no precedent, we understood that, so those of them would really have to have the tent on the inside and put shutters. Because it really invades.
Yes.
Which is good.
That large, I think on the interior, and maybe something interior there.
Right, I have to pitch it to them that wood shutters and stuff work really well, but we do a lot of apartments with a lot of glass.
Mm-hmm.
And we found that there's a couple of mylars that get will cut, 89% of the UV, but a good, they say 90% of the heat gain, no, that's a lie. Unless you don't want to see out of it and look like it's in the dark.
Right.
So, but if you use one that's not damaging to the view, you'll cut about 30%, 35%. So the air conditioners don't have to work so hard.
So it's only 35%?
They claim
Okay.
more on the film, but then you
Right.
really have to go to a dark, and you're sitting looking at the park or something. It's like,
Okay,
it really makes a difference if you go to the super dark one,
right.
because then your colors will change. And that's the big thing.
Putting sunglasses on at that point.
Well, if I asked that question, so I'm just gonna say this, I have no problem with it, just,
I don't either.
The lower awning look like this one up top. Presumably.
It won't be striped like that. We're gonna go with the beige color, which was approved previously. And it, again, only coming out 4 feet. It won't be as large as the one in the photograph.
Yeah.
It'll be smaller. And by keeping it up high, it'll do more for cutting the summer sun, but letting some of the winter sun in.
Okay.
There's that,
Angle.
thing that works pretty good with you. And so, yeah, then when it's raining, it'll be.
So you're looking for that slope that was kind of shown there too?
Very close to that, yeah. It's gonna
Okay.
be, I think it's the starting point is a good,
Okay.
less feet in the air.
So that break a cat burglar's fall.
You seem to be fan of it, yes.
Because if not.
Well, it's a basement house, and the previous, historic thing was that white cover that cut above, or what was the dress shop?
Oh,
Was it there? Where they covered all of the windows, it just had that big one, and it did a lot of damage to the sills, but that was with a little Greek cabbage on top. We thought about bringing that back, but I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there it is, yeah.
Now, biggest signage area ever.
And the fixed awning will not be covering more of the brick beneath the second story windows?
No, it's gonna be starting right at the top where the, I don't know, the porcelain, they're not porcelain, they're clay tiles and have a crackle finish. And amazingly good shape for, what's it, 60 years? So it's gonna start there to kind of keep with the lower part and work with that color. But the beige we were working with is hard because the crackle tile is a bunch of colors. So we tried to find something which just looked appropriate. And we'll bring then the white down. There's some bare brick. We'll just bring the white right down there and keep it simple.
So it's higher than what's shown on the elevation. It will start higher than what's up there? Or is that accurate?
That's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
The elevation
because-
left, yeah.
Yeah, because the brick,
Okay.
still there is a good portion of brick below the
Okay.
sill of the big window.
Actually, while we're here, these were the sills when this was 3 windows.
Yeah.
Way back when. These are in great, I'm sorry, these are in great shape. These have been chewed down to almost nothing. Someone, took them off and just busted up. So we thought, and then this one got broken. We can restore this one. I'll go in and do some surgical stuff so that they look the same. These are so far gone, we were considering just smoothing them out and bringing, plus where they filled the window, they did a lousy job. So we're going to point it up and fill it a lot better. So the white will be smoother. We thought that that'd be less distracting. I mean, I think these are kind of cool sticking out there. You don't notice them until you go look at it. Say, what is that? But they're there. They're not as, apparent as they are in this rendering, but I figured it'd be kind of remembering what was. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, is there any leakage? Is there any water infiltration?
No, the windowsills and most of the windows in this building are kind of messed up because they're all wood and they've never been touched, and they had replacements put in, which were not that good. So we're actually,
Well, they were done within the jamb of the window, so
we
they took
took out the
sides out.
wonderful,
They took the balances out and then the eaves at the window but they didn't. The problem with that is that now you just have a line of caulking around it and then they try to. Tighten as much as possible, but.
we actually have, I think, a separate application. That's why we're replacing them with good wood windows.
Yeah,
New brick
so
mold.
that package got possible.
Yeah, we're putting, he wants really good.
Right.
So we're gonna do like.
So there are these beautiful mahogany windows,
The page makes it beautiful.
but there's
Sorry.
Norwood too, so we're looking into, and Norwood has a historical window that has, the proper proportion of the sill and the brick sill and then the brick molds on the side.
We use them a lot and we do a lot of historic restoration in that. And so we have buildings from the 1880s and stuff. And so, landmarks all over that. So they actually turned us on to this group and it's just a really good window because it's also well insulated. It's, if you have.
It's fine used, it's well sealed, when it comes painted, so it's not like you're gonna put a sill and then sit the window or add a sill. Everything comes together and it's like well made.
And with a mahogany sill that holds up a lot better.
The windows are
Then turns into a.
Who's the manufacturer again?
Norwood.
Norwood is,
It's a Canadian, they're both
Yeah.
Canadian, LePage.
one is way out, has to travel all the way to the west coast, but
Yeah. So,
we also looked at a weather shield, but
yeah.
they just don't have, these are big windows. I
Yeah,
don't want to go like that and replace.
they did have more of the proportion of the historic window, but I mean, when you start reading the reviews and you don't want this to fail in 5 years.
They started with a good intention.
Yeah, no worries.
So tonight we're dealing with you.
Yes, just on,
So-
just on, yes.
But more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's just keep on rolling. Any further questions for the applicant? Do you have any further questions for us?
No.
All right, then I will entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action on the seeker.
So moved, Andrea.
Thank you. Will I hear a second?
Second, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll and I'll start with Kevin this time.
Sorry.
Robert? Andrea?
Hi.
I agree. All right.
Thank you so much for your time. No.
We're not done
You have to pay attention.
Yeah, it's a two-step process.
Okay, that's.
All right, I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed exterior rehabilitation project at the fire damage department building. No, this is West Pierpont that I'm like, no, flip that.
You need another
Sorry, it wasn't. Okay, this looks right. I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed fixed awning above the Wall Street shop front at 330 Wall Street in the Kingston Stockade Local State National Historic District, if done according to the plans reviewed, the discussions had, and the procedures stipulated in section 40526L of Kingston zoning code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. Pursuant to sections 40526L 11 and 13A, the Historic Landmarks Preservation Commission determined that the application and its supporting materials are complete for formal review and that the proposed work requires a certificate of appropriateness. The proposed work is to take place at the three-story row building located on the east side of Wall Street, 3 lots south of the intersection of Wall and North Front Streets, which may have been initially constructed in the 1860s, but were mid-20th century modifications, and which by 1940 housed Nigen's National Clothing Store, and by the 50s and 60s housed the Up-to-Date Shop. The HLPC recognizes that the desk review was authorized for a proposed historically informed code compliant retractable awning on the Wall Street elevation. However, the owner would like to amend the plan to install a fixed awning. Awnings are generally understood to be external fixtures to facades that can be easily removed without substantial harm to historic building fabric. The proposed awning may be fixed in nature and must conform with HLPC
Performance code.
our form-based code section 405.17 and must not encroach within 2 feet of the sidewalk's edge and must maintain a minimum clearance of 8 feet. Pursuant to City Code 38-9, the owner must provide the city with documentation naming the city as an additional insured for any projection over the public right-of-way and secure a permit for work within the public right-of-way. Any future changes or additions to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application are subject to further review by our commission prior to the work's start. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the Building Safety Division or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 4th day of June 2026, our commission grant a certificate of appropriateness of the above referenced applicant for the work described herein and in their application to the HLPC, such notice being subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion and is valid for 1 year from this date. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll and I'll start with Andrew.
Hi. Yeah, fun.
Robert, you bet. Matthew. Kevin.
Aye.
I also agree. Thank you. Good luck with the awning, and we will see you with mahogany or whatever else you find.
Yes, and we always appreciate what you guys do. Very important. It's a very sacred time.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me believe that too.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right.
You know,
All right. 22 West Pierpont.
Yes.
You're welcome. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Tell us who you are and give us a quick overview.
So Luke Interrupted, I'm Cyril Interrupting, and this is a renamed Victorian from West Pierpont. Suffered a pretty significant structural fire April 26th last year, I believe it was. So at this point, it needs quite an extensive renovation. I just uploaded these, yeah. So the roof was mostly caved in and posed a serious hazard. So under an emergency building permit, we rebuilt the roof in order to just close in the building. Nothing was changed in terms of the gables, the pitches, anything like that. So that was done just to get that closed in, and then the front is just covered. That was completely burned out behind the tar paper there. So that's as it sits right now. So before we went further with the renovation, obviously, coming here to get some input and some feedback and try to find a path forward.
This is the house right at the Seaway,
Yes.
right there in the parking lot.
Yep. So as part of the renovation, new, on the exterior, new siding, new windows, we would retain any stained glass or non-standard size windows, I guess I should say. So there was diamond glass on the front dormer there. We'll replace that in kind. All the trim would be replaced. Not replaced, repaired, or we'll knife custom millwork pieces for the dentals, things like that. But where we have the double hungs and the square picture windows, those are the ones we'd like to replace as part of the renovation.
What's the percentage of windows that were destroyed? You have 42.
We have 42 total. I would say that were destroyed is really in that upper dormer and that
Okay.
front section there. So it's completely destroyed. Many of the others are damaged. I mean, the amount of water damage that, from putting out the fire was extensive. And I believe those are most of those are replacement windows anyway.
That was my next question.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say the majority, aside from the picture windows under the stained glass, but every other window, every other double hung operable window looks to be a
And
replacement.
you're looking to retain the stained glass
Yes.
element?
Yep.
Okay, so they're in a couple areas.
They're on the side,
Yeah.
they're in a few areas, so we want to retain those.
So are these double hung wood, plate replacements, or are they some other material?
The
replacement ones, I think, are vinyl.
Or they are mine?
I think there's a mix, yeah.
The picture windows are original, they're wood.
The wood, okay.
So what I wanted a little guidance on was, I know it has to be a wood replacement. We're hoping to do an aluminum clad wood window, aluminum exterior clad.
Mhm.
And we can bring a sample or a corner of what that unit is.
Do you know, I mean, obviously they're one over ones,
Yep.
right now. Do you know historically if they were something different, if they are the replacement windows? Do you have any older
I don't-
pictures?
The only older pictures, Ethan, I think you put them up there. They look to me like there was no divided light and
Okay,
they were single over single.
This is the earliest photo that I could find from the 56 property record card.
Yep.
So this predates the district formation.
And the one thing that threw us off slightly, if I may, you can see some verticals right here. I think these are actually window treatment blinds, the old
And that's what
aluminum
I think
blinds
they're
that have the resin.
yeah,
Yeah, because if you look over here, you don't
right,
see.
no, I agree.
Yeah.
That part of the building.
Yeah.
And
Plus, that's more like a kind of.
see, even in the picture window, that's got a center line.
Yeah,
Couldn't that be like, in right style for?
but yeah, you do have you can see the stained glass here, and this is
Yeah.
still preserved, and I believe that,
Yeah,
second floor.
there's 4 of those picture windows, 2 on the side and 2 on the front.
Okay.
Right.
Keep, restore those.
And this gable half round.
Yeah, we're gonna restore those also.
Yep, and then in the front, you have the round top and the 2 squares that were a similar diamond glass
Okay.
from everything that we can find.
would that be put back in place?
Yes.
I see that it's gone from the fire.
It's gone because of the fire, but the idea would be to have that, specifically a window like that,
Okay,
have that custom made
okay.
so that we can kind of bring it back if we, if we can go with replacements, everywhere else.
The intention is to repair or replace all the attic windows, which have the diamond glass, the 4 picture windows, and then replace all the other ones with modern windows, energy efficient, so on.
Okay.
And most everything on the front facade was blown out of it,
Yeah.
or vinyl replacement.
Oh, yeah,
Outside of that one picture.
right. Outside of the picture window, yes.
Now, I think we had talked a little bit, you had submitted something about the asbestos siding.
Yeah, so I saw in one of the old property cards, it was noted as one of the materials, but right after the fire, before we could do any clean out, obviously, we had to do an environmental, hazards, survey. And we did, and that was tested. And in that report that I uploaded, that is not,
Asbestos, yeah.
material, yeah.
Hmm.
It looks like it would be, but our environmental company, they said there was, I can't remember exactly.
Back in the day, it was homeless, so impregnated with asphalt. And, it was pretty popular back then, so that's what it is.
And so is there like existing wood clapboard or shake siding that you're gonna be repairing? Or
Well, what we've-
you gonna reclab the whole thing?
Right, so those shingle siding has covered up. In the current photos, you can see what we think is the original, which I think it was a 4-inch exposure, clapboard. What we'd like to do is replace it with a similar material, either hardy or true exterior, something that has the same look, but is either fiber cementitious or another composite material, just for the sake of longevity and that kind of thing.
So you would be removing that siding?
We would remove, we
You think
basically,
the shake is underneath that?
Say that again,
The shingle, the other siding?
no, the green was the shingle on top.
This,
So that's,
Oh, that was, okay.
The green was that cellulose product.
so that's.
Okay.
covered.
I got it, okay.
Yeah, so it's been pulled off of that side. You can see it's, a lot of it
Okay.
has fallen off over the years and that kind of thing. So what we'd basically like to do is take it back to exterior studs with a new sheathing, zip system or something, and then
Okay,
placing a clapboard on top with all the new exterior trim, obviously, and retaining all the architectural features of the gables and the dentils and soffits.
how is the condition of this current siding? It appears
It's,
right.
yeah, I mean, there are some areas, but if you get up close, there's a ton of holes drilled in it from when at some point some blown in insulation was added. It's really in rough shape. This front part of the building, honestly, next to where the fire was, kind of that area, it's almost like the best shape of the house. The back has severe water damage over the years. It was dark. Trees were overgrown, didn't get much sun. So it's really not in good shape.
if you do zip, are you gonna do like the what, 1.5 stuff, or are you just thinking just the?
Well, I like the continuous insulation, continuous exterior, just from an energy efficiency standpoint.
I think the only thing I
But-
would caution against that, not that I don't appreciate the energy efficiency, because I get it, but when you install that, you wind up changing the depth.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say. So it's like, it works on the corners, inside corners,
Yeah.
outside corners, but when we come up to the soffit area, that's where that would get proud, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, probably not something worth the challenge of,
yeah. should be
those
cut
little
out.
details, yeah,
That's it.
kind of pad everything out, so yeah, probably not on this project.
I'm good.
If you were to do hardening, would you be amenable to smooth side out?
I would prefer to do the smooth side, I think that looks closest to what it is, yeah.
If that's acceptable, that's great, because we prefer to do that. Another question was the color scheme. We've not put a ton of thought into that. I'm used to the Ben more historic color palette. We're totally open to input and suggestions on that. We don't necessarily have a preference, but we can certainly propose.
Yeah, if you choose from a historic color collection and I highlighted it's a Queen Anne, you can probably find schemes on there and you can reach out about that. But if you choose from a historic color collection, staff can review that at desk level.
Perfect.
You would have to come.
Can you go to the peak? Yeah, it looks like, yeah, are you gonna follow that, like the design?
That sizing?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, it's interesting because that looks more like a diamond, then it looks more like a scallop on the other side, but I think I just have to take a closer look, but yeah, we would do.
you would follow that.
Yeah, so like,
Right.
an example like that might actually be wood, because we might not, it's not worth
Right,
trying to custom cut a home to
Okay.
that, right? But it's such a small area that we can.
right, because I think on the side, if I notice the side peak, if you can go around the side, it looks like it's regular horizontal. Or maybe.
No, it's driving all.
Yeah, it's,
It looked like a scallop.
oh, it's a scallop.
Yeah. And I don't know why it's different. I imagine
Okay.
it probably wasn't originally different, but you know.
So you said you fixed the roof just to fix the roof? Are you changing the color or is that the roof?
That's the roof now.
Okay.
This was, the whole front was, that dormer was completely burned out. The flames were ripping across the entire top of the attic. It's completely open up there, and it was damaged all the way to the back of the house. That was original wood from 1890. It was very dry and it burned really quick. Wasn't a big fire.
Yeah,
Most of the damage was up in the attic space.
Do you see this as a fun project? or-
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, we get to finishing, yeah, right? It's like, that's fun, but right now it's
great.
it's a lot to tackle.
Back porch, I see kind of poking out with black and, yeah.
Yeah, so there's just some waterproofing tar paper there. There's a side porch there. That has an upper staircase. There's a back staircase and a front staircase. So there's the double front door that one door leads upstairs, and then the same thing up the back stair. Because there's actually 3 apartments in here, 1 on the first floor and 2 on the back, on the second story.
Forgive me if I'm missing it, but I don't see gutters. Is that something that you'd be coming back into the future with or?
There were box gutters. Yeah, I think we'd have to come back for that. I gotta double check what the plan is there. I don't know that picture really captures, what the solution is. I think that there's a part of that should actually come out a little bit further and capture the box gutter, but,
Now, I do want to.
yeah, this is, that, you see it's shallower. It looks like it's overhanging, but it's within this channel. I believe this is further back. This protrudes a little bit further, and there's a gutter system in there. If I'm correct, yeah.
Now, I just wanted to make you aware, the city does have a 10-year graduated tax abatement for substantial rehabilitations. That might be something you'd want to look into.
Definitely.
Because I assume this is gonna be quick.
Who do we talk about that?
Oh, that,
Who do we talk to?
you can email me and then I can connect you with, Daniel Baker, he's the city assessor.
Okay.
And, by coming to this commission and getting a certificate of appropriateness for this work, it's one of the qualifying materials necessary for that abatement program.
Is that like, have to be over a certain percentage of renovation or something like that to qualify?
How it works is the improvements that are made on the house, that would be factored into any increase on the assessed value. That's how it would happen regardless of you entering into the program.
Got it.
And, on the local level, there would be, if you enter into it, there would be no increase on the local taxes for the first 5 years Thereafter, there'd be a 20% increase until the 10th year. If you don't enter into the program, that increase would begin effective immediately.
What is the process for entering the program? Is it like a time frame or a time limit?
I think,
As far as the project process, progress is.
custom, I think we would want to talk with Dan. He would be able to clarify. You certainly need the approvals from us first.
Sure.
And I believe, Sue, correct me if I'm wrong, the work does need to be completed first.
Yes, the work has to be completed first, yeah, because then basically you get the approval, you get the permits to do the work, you undertake the work, you complete the work, get the CLO, close out the permit. He gets that document as well, plus the certificate of appropriateness. He'll reassess and do the value, what the incremental value and the assessment has increased, and then that would be the number he would use for the abatement.
Okay.
I just spoke to him about this because of the fire and
Yeah,
getting an adjustment,
Right.
at least until we're renovated, so. Okay, cool.
yeah, that's, I don't know if the assessed value is decreased because of the fire damage that you've incurred. I don't know how he would look at that. That's a good question to ask him. If he would then go back to the original, the value that it was before the fire took place. And then the value, and then the increase would start, or because it's been lowered because of the fire damage. I don't know where the.
Yeah, that was kind of that was my inquiry.
And I'm not sure of the outcome yet, but it was basically like, it's fine,
Mhm.
pre-fire, right?
Right.
No real break with that, but now we're, it's
Right.
occupied, it's
Yeah.
completely destroyed, so I imagine it would go back up after.
He might just go
renovation,
to the value at the
Yeah.
time of the fire, and that would be his base.
Right.
That would be my guess, but that's his decision.
Got it.
So we're gonna wait and get some additional detail on the replacement windows.
Yeah, if the board would like to see specs or, just so we can kind of get an okay on that, what would be the process there? How do you prefer that documentation, cut sheets, catalog?
Cut sheet.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
I have those, I can upload them.
so where are we tonight?
We have like a method to cut sheets for the windows and colors.
And we can, then we can do a full.
Yeah.
All right, we're not trying to phase anything immediate. The immediate has happened to just close it up and.
Yeah, no, this is helpful. This has been helpful just to make sure that we it's a lot of stuff, that to get together and whatever, so submit everything to you. We'll, before the next meeting, or if not, we'll miss the next meeting, we'll follow. I'd like to get everything to you ahead of the next meeting, including the color scheme, window details, siding.
So next, July 2nd, but I'm gonna get the deadline for you.
It would be June 18th is when those materials would need to come.
Okay. Is there anything else, when we talk about the hardy, do you want samples of that, or cut sheet and smooth side hardy, or?
That would be good. And if you wanna do the gutters, you wanna think about that,
Okay.
Yeah.
put that on there as well.
If you can confirm the reveal of the hardy against this, that would be good as well.
Yeah,
Gutters, if you choose historic colors, you could do that with us at Despo.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll try to put together a color scheme package, see if we can do maybe a light rendering or something.
Yeah.
Siding, window examples, window cut sheets. Clarify the gutters. That's about it, right?
From what I can see, yeah.
Okay.
Any changes to either the porches that need to happen?
Okay.
Nothing to doors, I I think it might have some of the original doors on front, is that right?
I think the two front ones and the two in the back are original, and we'll look at them, see what kind of condition they're in, if they look like they're restorable.
Okay.
Catch them up.
Yeah, those, I don't mind repairing those at all. I mean, they're hefty, substantial doors, so. That'd be something we can restore.
Yeah, there's ways of retrofitting with
Yeah.
better. Windows.
So when you do the window, submission, in that include the ones that you're going to, not the replacement windows, but the ones that you'll have, specialty replacements, and also if you're gonna restore certain areas versus put new hardy on it, just those kind of small details, if you just.
Sure.
The plans, make it a lot easier,
Okay, yeah, I think we could do like an elevation kind of,
and just.
shading key.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
And the rear is not visible, so if you just focus on the front and the side.
We're focused on the front and the sides. Obviously, we're renovating the rear also, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just get the taxes reduced, the assessment rather than the date?
I don't. I haven't heard anything.
But you applied.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, all right, this is what it shows, I don't know, I'm not making any representations.
No, of course, yeah.
To Ulster County's website here, but it looked like you got a reduction, the
Oh, okay.
original was, the AV was 215.5.
Right.
Looks like they got you down to 75.
Oh, okay. Great.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll get some.
Assessor, yeah, when you're doing the,
I threw 50 out.
The other-
75.
yeah, the other tax situation for the rehab, yeah.
Great, thanks.
And while not so much facade work, the attic space will not be used for residential?
No.
No.
The only other thing I can think of is, I don't know if you're adding any HVAC systems with this, I'm presuming you're probably upgrading everything.
Yeah, everything.
Just the units obviously cannot be on the front of the facade, all right, so that was another project we had today.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that for sure. Yeah, we have enough room, something like that. There's the back of the basement, a lot
Yeah.
actually slopes off. So it's
Perfect.
like we can pull all that down.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need to formally table or just look forward to your appearance next month?
Okay, yeah.
You do have to table.
All right.
Thanks, you, chief.
Thank you. All right, I hereby just will entertain a motion that we declare this type 2 action under seeker.
So would Robin.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second, Andrea.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. I'll call the roll, starting with Robert. Matthew.
Aye.
Evan.
Aye.
Andrea.
Aye.
I also vote yes. Gotta switch it up. Okay, I hereby move that we table this to our July meeting and await further submissions
As discussed.
as discussed here, at this meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna let Matthew grab this one. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call the roll starting.
Aye.
Matthew.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Andrea.
Aye.
I committee. I will entertain a motion that we adjourn, or is there
No,
further
no, no,
business?
We have more. Wait, there's more.
We're done, right?
Okay,
good. All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you. All right, great to see you, Sarah.
So this is sort of a formality thing that Sue, Dan Baker and I have been talking about. The form-based zoning code empowers you to direct staff to undertake in-kind reviews. And we looked back and we didn't find any formal sort of record or decision document. It's more of like a verbal, okay. So, there's a decision document that we prepared that references the appropriate section of the landmark section of the code, empowering staff to do that, approve with modifications, or theoretically deny, in which case it would go to you. The other component of this would, in essence, provide terminology. It would, instead of being called desk review, it would be called a fast track certificate of appropriateness, which sort of conveys the relative speed at which it can go by. And it's more common in other communities. The National Alliance Preservation Trainer, Carolyn, if you've had last year, she referenced that type of terminology.
I think that's a very appropriate term. The best review is very like, okay.
It really doesn't give the sense that this is moving any quicker for property owners.
Yeah.
The third component of this is that you formally recognize that fast track COAs carry the same weight as a traditional one before you. And then the final component is that we recognize that to qualify for that tax abatement, most often property owners need to be doing compliant work. And oftentimes that compliant work goes through desk reviews with staff. So it would be instructing us that these fast track reviews carry the same weight and are satisfactory for usage in applications to the tax abatement. So hopefully that will increase its usage and accessibility to more property. So I'll give this to you. Give this to you to read and then.
All right.
Speaking of first, sorry, I do have one question, if you don't mind. If you had a desk review, or if we've even had a review, and an applicant then gets their building permit, they start doing work. Traditionally, my vantage point, I've worked with tons of applicants who've had, amendments, revisions, whatever the case may be. Have we ever experienced a situation where we approved something, but somebody made a field change and the building department maybe approved it, but didn't kick it back to us? Do you guys have seen something like that happen? I mean, we obviously wouldn't have known unless someone voluntarily came to us to make a change.
I think,
Well, the Word Street steps were probably the closest example that comes to my mind, where we didn't approve them, the applicant thought we had to do them, and the building department issued it. Right,
Okay,
so we had to go back and make a correction.
right.
If it's something that's a field change that needs immediate attention, it would probably be better if we had the authority at staff level to address that versus coming back. If it wasn't gonna change I think the intent of the commission's approval, their original authorization, but if it was, maybe it's a minor dimensional change.
Yeah.
And we look at it and say it's really not going to have that large an impact. If we can get the authority to do that, that would be great. Because otherwise you could potentially delay a project and if it's something that's an emergency, they're gonna go ahead, the building department will tell them to do it right away.
Yeah.
Like the roof here in this instance.
Yeah.
They have to obviously,
Close it up.
close it up so that, that the building wasn't exposed to, the weather and the elements. And so they did that on an emergency basis.
And that's fine, I don't have any problems with that. I guess I'm thinking more for like a homeowner maybe who's doing like an application on their own. They don't have a design professional necessarily, because you see a lot of people like that too. And maybe it's not something in your mind that would trigger, oh, I need to go back to HLPC for that. So I'm just wondering how much building departments paying attention to those kinds of things based on what we've given.
I think they are much more attentive to anything that happens within the historic districts or on historic properties now than they were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think that, if they have now, with the use of the computers, all the properties that are in their system are tagged. So if something comes up and it's a historic or heritage area, they're regularly reaching out to us. Does this need, does this need? That's good. And that's a common thing. We get that all the time from them. We don't mind that they do that. In some cases, they will just write, does not need, does not need.
Building department has become very thorough in advance and afterwards, and I hear from them almost daily. The Word Street project is probably it was a visible example, but it was a rare example considering how many commission level reviews and then in excess of 200 desk reviews we do a year, maybe 100, excuse me. So I think the numbers.
I'll get you the 200 miles. You need some more things.
See what records we can break.
I do have to point out a typo. You want to be consistent. It is fast track, CK at the end, not tracked, CT at the end.
Because mine works so fast, his fingers can't keep up.
Yeah, I'm seeing a blend here that I don't think you want.
Okay, no, that's good to know. I'm happy to hear that.
Do we need to add the field modification to that? Or is that?
Probably would be a good idea.
I believe it says approve with modifications. No, okay, no, the modifications is not gonna cover us here. So I'm trying to edit this on the fly.
Do you have another one?
Uh,
Yes, the one.
I only have the one, but.
No, I have two, so
Oh, okay.
let me hand this back.
Okay, so you said okay, that's right out of the code. We could do it on item number 2, where it says hereafter, all reviews undertaken by the HLPC staff shall return fast track certificate of appropriateness or FTCOA. And also may include
Reviews,
field change reviews. Or minor field change reviews?
yeah,
Okay,
2 projects approved by the full commission.
yeah. Okay,
All right. And here we go. And move that we adopt a new.
speaker.
Didn't I already do that? No. Okay. I'll entertain a second. Do I hear a second?
Second.
There we go. We are hereby declaring this a type 2 action under seeker. With this upcoming vote, and I'm going to begin with Robin. Andrea.
Aye.
Evan. Aye. Matt. I agree as well. Here we go. This is actually what we are doing. We are deciding that pursuant to the Kingston Code sections 40526 L6B5, the commission hereby empowers our staff to evaluate without public hearing each application for ordinary maintenance or repair of historic resources, properties, or landmarks, and approve with modifications, or deny such applications. Hereafter, all reviews undertaken by HLPC staff shall be termed fast track certificate of appropriateness to be, since we are really good with acronyms. I can't say it, but it's an FTCOA. I was hoping it'd be something I could pronounce. And also may include minor field changes and reviews to projects previously approved by the full commission. The HLPC recognizes that FTCOAs are equivalent to an approval from the full commission. The commission allows owners to use fast track certificates of appropriateness and in applications for the City of Kingston's 10-year graduated rehabilitation tax abatement program under City Code Chapter 360, Article 6. Exemptions for historic properties and New York State Real Property Tax Law 444A to expedite and make easier access to the program benefits for historic property owners who are doing good work to preserve, protect, and save Kingston's special historic properties. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Thank you, Matt. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll start with Andrea.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Matt. Kevin.
Aye.
Aye. Now may I entertain a motion? No, we have to sign everything and then we can entertain a motion of adjournment. We thought we were done.
One more quick thing, just to mention, and it's in actually the COAs when Mark reads it, but it's at that point, you're deeming the project complete for review. So we're just gonna have a little bit of change in procedure. You're going to do the determination of completeness first, then you will do the seeker, and then you will do the COA. So you'll actually.
Things to sign, huh?
So,
Three things to sign?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
so how will that work? We'll just,
you'll deem so you're actually deeming the application complete at the end of the process. You wanna
Oh,
deem the
okay.
application complete first. Okay, so we're not going to be doing it at staff level. It's going to come here and then you're going to, because when you deem that completeness decision, that's when the time clock starts. So what we're trying to do is make sure you have a complete application in your minds and to start the time clock.
Got it.
Okay.
So additional materials need to be procured if we need to table it. The time clock hasn't started at that.
Correct.
Understand. Okay.
okay, how are we integrating discussions then? Because we sit here and sometimes we pick colors here at the table or work through specific
You
details.
you can deem an application complete at the beginning of the discussion. Hopefully by then you've all looked at the materials online.
Mhm.
And you can deem it complete. You can have your discussion first and then deem it complete. You just can't have your secret decision and then as part of your end decision, deem it
Okay.
complete. It's gotta be deemed complete before you really are making the decision. We've been doing it up until now. But we just realized the other day that there's that time clock thing and we feel that it's better for this commission particularly to make that decision and then that time clock starts.
So how does this not do that? The way we're doing it now in corporate?
Because you're making the seeker decision first and then your completeness statement is in the COA. So you're doing it after you've started to vote. In other words, you're voting. Right now, it doesn't matter really because we're doing it. We've been doing it and we've been putting on the website, there's a section that says, is the application complete? We've been saying yes. But we're not gonna fill that in until this commission meets. And then it will get filled in.
So we're doing 3 decisions?
So the discussion, the application we are looking at it because it is complete.
You're looking
We're
at,
discussing it here because the application is complete, so we're determining that the application is complete, now we'll discuss it, the clock starts now, versus starting when you click that it starts
correct,
Or
on the website.
which would be 2 weeks ago.
Or if you deem
That's all.
like this evening, the window application at 20 President's Place, like it's mostly complete, but we're asking for additional material.
Right.
So by starting the clock earlier, it could either be beneficial or detrimental, depending on
Right,
the situation, I guess.
right.
So we want to avoid that.
So we here.
Do you have a certain amount of time to make a determination, right, a decision? And, you know, unless the applicant agrees, consents to extend, but you don't know.
That's 62.
That's gonna happen.
See, I'm trying to remember. It's 90 days, okay.
So, yeah, I think it makes sense for us to have the discussion. Then we can deem an application complete, then do seeker, then do.
Right.
COA.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out where it fits into our normal setup. Now I know.
It'll be before your seeker.
Yep.
so, but it's just a vote, but not necessarily something you have to sign. Is
No,
that?
you don't have to sign.
Okay.
No.
We'll just, somebody makes a motion that says, I deem this application complete.
And I don't have to declare that anything under seeker. It's not unlisted, it's not type 2.
Well, it's 25 type 2, but
It would be type 2. I mean, that's not,
you don't have to do a secret.
yeah, I don't,
Yeah, seeker for determining if the
Yeah,
application is complete.
Yeah, that's gonna drive me nuts if I have
I think you're taking, yeah, you are, that's not, no. Yeah.
So should it be a precursor to seeker?
Should be before seeker.
After we've had our discussion.
I mean,
Got it.
theoretically, that same line could be in there, and then there could be a blank that says, was deemed complete on blank date, and then continue with the rest.
I would say highlight that in red for your prints for Mark to be able to find that. Sorry, don't forget.
Neon yellow, all crazy.
Getting that.
All right. Any further discussion on this matter? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Andrea.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Kev. Oh, I saw your fingers go first. Kevin. All right. I will ask for,
Can you close the meeting?
Pre-premier?
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
all right.
yeah.
So, I will ask all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. By acclamation, we stand adjourned.
Hooray. Maybe shutting this down.
Computer systems seem to be, they have their existence in place.
This is really driving me.
Very low.
I mean, it's because you have such a terrible name for it.
20 minutes to start, it started tonight, it was like 20 minutes and it was not going out. Well, I asked them about it the other day, they said, it's not a problem. Like, what?
No, that's insane.
Tomorrow, it's still here on.
Public demand.
IT, it's on my.
Downstairs is still technically running. but-
Yeah, I ran upstairs, I'm sorry, I ran up.
All right. Good night, good night.
Good night, everybody.
One second.
Stephen, I was gonna argue desk preview stuff, but I'll,